The notification pings. A small, green circle fills on your screen. You feel a microscopic surge of dopamine. You think you have achieved something. You haven't. You have simply satisfied an algorithm that views your consciousness as a resource to be harvested. Look at your wrist. Look at your phone. You are wearing a digital leash that monitors your heart rate, your steps, your sleep, your productivity. You call it self-improvement. The system calls it data ingestion. We have turned the act of living into a competitive sport where the rules are written by people who want you to stay awake longer, work harder, and consume more. Consider the streak, a simple number: 7 days of meditation, 30 days of exercise, 500 days of language learning. The number doesn't represent mastery, it represents your fear of losing progress. You are no longer meditating to find peace, you are meditating to keep a digital flame from extinguishing. The tool has become the master. We are quantifying the soul out of existence. Once you went for a walk to think, now you go for a walk to close a ring. If the watch dies halfway through, the walk didn't happen, the sweat didn't count, the experience is discarded because it cannot be converted into a metric. We have moved from being the players to being the NPC in a game designed by engineers who understand your biology better than you do. They know you are a status-seeking primate. They know you are terrified of being left behind. So they give you a leaderboard, they give you a badge. They give you the illusion of control while they extract the one thing you can never replenish, your attention. This is the quantification of the soul. We are trading the messy, unmapped reality of human life for a clean, digital spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet is winning. The architecture of the trap is built on a single, devastating psychological exploit: your inability to distinguish between a proxy and the reality it represents. In evolutionary biology, we call this a supernormal stimulus, an artificial signal that triggers a response more intense than the real thing. A bird will choose to sit on a giant, fake, brightly colored egg while its own offspring freeze to death. You are doing the same with your life. You are sitting on the plastic egg of a productivity score while your actual agency withers. Why does this work? Because the game is visible and life is not. Meaning is heavy, slow, and invisible. A career is 30 years of ambiguity. A marriage is a decade of unmeasured compromise. But a social credit score, a LinkedIn engagement metric, a follower count, these are fast, they are brightly colored. They provide the primate brain with a sense of rank that feels more real than the ground beneath your feet. You are now competing in a global arena where the goalposts move every time you get close to them. It is the Red Queen's race. You must run faster and faster just to stay in the same place. If you stop, you don't just stagnate, you disappear. This is not a bug, it is the feature. The apps are designed to ensure you never feel finished. There is no enough in a system that thrives on your feeling of inadequacy. The social scoring systems of the modern world have turned your reputation, once a localized human-to-human trust, into a liquid commodity. You are being traded on an attention stock market. You curate your dinner, your vacation, your grief, not for the sake of the experience, but for the sake of the capture. You are a curator of a museum dedicated to a person who doesn't actually exist. We have replaced the internal compass with an external dashboard. When you look at your dashboard and see red, you feel shame. When you see green, you feel a brief, hollow relief. Neither of these feelings are yours. They are the chemical outputs of a machine that has successfully mapped your vulnerabilities. You are no longer living, you are performing a simulation of living for the benefit of a data set. The game is rigged because the house owns the deck, the table, and your very eyes. You are waiting for the payoff, you are waiting for the level where the grinding ends and the peace begins. It is not coming. In a digital economy, a satisfied user is a dead weight. A man who is content with his breath, his surroundings, and his unquantified silence cannot be sold a solution. Therefore, you must be kept in a state of permanent, twitching dissatisfaction. We have engineered a psychic cage where the bars are made of progress bars. This is the terminal state of the gamified life, the total colonization of the subconscious. You no longer need a boss to surveil you. You have internalized the overseer. You whip yourself with a low activity score. You starve yourself for a fasting timer. You censor your thoughts to protect a reputation metric. You have become both the prisoner and the guard. The game has transitioned from something you play to something you are. And here is the coldest truth of all. When you finally reach the end, when the body can no longer sustain the optimization, when the brain can no longer process the feedback loops, the system will not mourn the player. It will simply look for a fresh set of eyes to track. It will harvest the data of your decline and sell it back to the next generation as a cautionary metric. You are not the protagonist, you are the fuel. The only way to win a rigged game is to stop pretending the score matters, but you won't do that, you can't. You're afraid that if you stop tracking, stop posting, and stop optimizing, you will cease to exist. You are terrified of the silence that lives outside the game. So you will reach for your phone, you will check your stats, you will close your rings, and you will tell yourself you are winning. Even as the game consumes you whole, keep playing, the house is hungry.